Ladies and gentlemen, the day has come. Last October, the rest of the world celebrated Back to the Future Day. As everyone celebrated what they thought was the greatest time travel story ever committed to film. But everyone in this room bit their tongue and waited for the day they could celebrate the even better time travel story. The day has come. Power Rangers Time Force. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, the cast of Power Rangers Time Force.
Thank you. As for the rest of you, seriously, can we all do it? Come on, you suckers. Seriously, pack of wimps.
They're not so bad, Daddy.
I'd go kick their asses, but I'm too lazy.
Oh, there's children in the room. Don't say it. Don't say it. I don't know. What were you going to say?
I don't know. What were you thinking?
What were you guys thinking?
Hey! Be nice about my daughter, you.
Or else.
I could be like someone that's running for president and say if my daughter was not my daughter, I'd be tempted to...
Daddy!
Oh no!
Daddy! I'm gonna cry.
Kitty. That was sarcastic. Don't you know what sarcasm is? Well...
Okay, well,
As you can see, nothing has changed.
The only...
Would you lot come in?
The only two people I remember from Time Force are on stage, but I guess there were other people too. Are they here? Oh, they are. Oh, there were Rangers too. Yeah, are they here? Ladies and gentlemen, here they come.
All right, everyone. I'm going to introduce everybody. I need everybody to clap like this. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. From the corner, we have the Pink Ranger, Erin Cahill. Keep it clapping. Up next, we have the Green Ranger, Kevin Kleinberg. Up next, we have the Yellow Ranger, Deborah Estelle. And now, ladies and gentlemen, he played two characters. The one and only Jason Faunt, the Red Ranger. Yeah, and of course me. Love you guys.
Michael Copon, the Blue Ranger!
you guys see
What a
those guys
load
in the
of
Olympics
crap.
dabbing?
Oh my God! Thank you, everybody.
Hey, Mom.
There he is.
Dan!
There he is.
Hi, how you doing?
You made it.
I'm the Quantum Ranger.
Yeah!
We were waiting for him.
Come sit by me, Danny.
It is
Quantum
crazy.
power.
Are you guys
Okay,
having fun?
let's show them what we think. Everybody together.
Sick forever.
They're all jealous because they don't got a good name like Ransik.
I want a picture of all of us. Guys, I want a picture of all of us on my phone. This has never happened because Kate's never been here before. So this is really important. So I want to I don't know. Wait.
By the way, I'm sorry, you guys. There's one more introduction to make.
Oh,
Sorry to.
yeah.
Yes, yes.
And here on our left, we have the Frax.
You sicken me!
Okay, go ahead. Continue.
Continue, please.
Keep it going, keep it.
Well, it's really crazy to see how much this team is still so beloved after all this time. Like, I mean, at this point, there's so many Power Rangers teams, but this is the one you still hear about so much. It's really crazy. Wow, and everyone's here. This is amazing. I know a lot of people, on the way up to this panel, I remember hearing a lot of people in line talk about they wish there was, I guess at one point there was, maybe I'm wrong or right, but there was a talk about a Power Rangers Time Force movie at some point. I know I still hear people voice their disappointment that never happened. Was that in the works? Did that get very far, or is that just a rumor?
No, it's still in the works. It wasn't really a Time Force. It started off as
We were supposed to be married.
Oh.
We are. All right, let's let
Guys.
the cat out the bag.
Dan,
He left
can
me
you
at
get
the
all of us?
altar.
Guys, everybody look over at Dan.
Oh my gosh. Be careful.
What's this? What's this?
Please video this when the disaster is about to occur.
Oh my gosh. All that stuff.
When animals bite.
Wow.
He's a stuntman, everybody.
He's a stunt man.
Pray for us.
Whoever brought my helmet, thank you.
We are a little crazy.
We always have been.
Sure. Oh well, I'll go. I'll just finish up that. So actually, yeah, it's going on right now. I have a film that I've been working on other films. I have a film that just got on Amazon Prime called Worth the Price. Jason was in my pilot of Dystopia, and then we just finished a film with Adrian Grenier in my studio in Virginia. We're still raising the money, but to do it right, I'm raising 10.2 million. So I'm really close to getting that money. I got it's a lot, right? But I mean, but it's going to be really great. It's evolved now. It's called Dawn of Destiny, off one of the episodes of our series of Time Force, and it's got Expendables, Guardians of the Galaxy feel with Pacific Rim. It's gonna be really good. So I mean, stay tuned for it. But I didn't want to release too much stuff because I just don't want, obviously, all the information. No other movie releases all the information before it comes out. So just stay tuned. It's coming.
Well, very cool. Yeah.
Unfortunately, none of the original cast will be in it.
Oh.
No. Everyone will be except for Vernon. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Actually, Vernon's going to take Jason's spot.
Oh.
Never going to happen.
Hi, Katie.
Very cool. Well, how long was it until, okay, so after the show finished airing, again, it's so beloved still after all these years. And how long was it after the initial airing that you started to realize it wasn't quite going away? Like, was there a moment that you realized there was kind of a resurgence and kind of a, demand for you guys to show up everywhere? Or what was it that made you realize there was still such a fever about Time Force?
I personally think it was the fact that every one of us in the cast adore each other. We're the only full cast that stayed together. And 14, 15 years later, we're still together. We love each other. We're always hanging around. I think that kind of showed on what we did on the series, and it made it a little bit more special. And I think we all realized when we were doing it that we were doing something that just wasn't going to go away. And we're really happy that you guys love it.
Yeah. I think a big thing too, I want to give Jason Faunt a little shout out here because he was one of the big pioneers to this con movement for all of us. He brought me and Erin in, and he met Vernon, and he was kind of like doing this a lot, and then that's how a lot of us got involved actually. So Jason's always been our big brother on set and stuff like that, especially mine. So he kind of pioneered all of us coming together. And last year was one of the most memorable moments when we had our first kind of what was it called, a reunion, and we hugged in this. We were in Houston, and we were hugging all together like little kids.
And crying. Why was anyway?
I have that footage.
Let me just be clear that I was not a part of this whatever it was thing. And thankfully,
that was on purpose.
I do want to piggyback that and say, thank you, Jason. Like Mikey said, Jason is our big brother through and through. I mean, I can't, the amount of times I say, I just do whatever Jason Faunt does in my life, in general, it's
I think she has a tattoo.
I mean, the back rubs, the foot rubs. I mean, everything is just, thank you, Jason.
Now, was it the last?
Thank you, Jason.
Actually, I have one story about that reunion that we had. For some reason, they decided to put Ransik at the other side of the auditorium, away from everybody else. And Dan and Michael got a little pissy about it and came over and took my table and lifted it up and carried it all the way over to where they all were and put it down and said, "This is where he should be." That's the kind of thing that we have between us. It was just kind of funny at the time.
That was me. I did that.
Now, was it the last? I'm trying to remember. Was it the last Power Morphicon that Jason helped? There was like a proposal at the panel or something like that. Was that the last time? That was the last time. Do we have like an update on where they are? They here? They're not here. Oh. What was it? Oh, dang. Okay. I was just curious if anybody kept in contact with them or if they were doing good. It brought a tear to my eye watching that on YouTube. I couldn't take it. Wow. Okay, well, I think that's enough for Power Rangers Time Force discussion. I figured we'd open up the floor for the rest of the panel for Vernon can talk about commando stories.
Ask away, guys. Let's get the questions in.
I figured we could spend the next 45 minutes. Vernon can share commando set stories.
Oh, guys, I love it.
Yeah, there you go. Any weird science
Road Warrior.
It's an ambitious crowd. This is going to be fun.
Knock it off. We're here to speak about, what are we here for? Time Force thing.
Okay, fair enough.
Guys, thank you all for coming, and thank you all for being such loyal fans. We love you guys so much.
I don't know if I'm supposed to.
I like you. I mean, I don't love you, but I like you.
She just left. What? I was going to say, I don't know if I'm supposed to say anything, but somebody should. We're losing one of our members. Erin is getting married, and I hate her for it. Just kidding. So, big hand for Erin, please, everybody.
You said we're losing one of our Rangers?
I can't wait to tell him you did that.
But Jason's back in the pool.
That's right. I'm off the market. Jason's back on the market, ladies.
And you're going to do everything Jason does.
Nope.
Okay, we're going to open this up to our first question. It's a doozy. Here it is.
Uh-oh.
First of all, Erin, I cried at the end of your NCIS episode.
Oh,
and my question is, what was it like to be the second female leader in the history of Power Rangers?
The second one. Who was the first?
Delphine.
Oh, that's fair. I don't know, Jason, how was it having a female
Well, that's been a great panel, guys. It was great meeting everybody again. Thank you so much. We'll be at our tables.
It was, I got to say, and these guys can say it too, that people come up to us and say how much we impacted them in their youth. And to hear these girls come up and say, I mean, I had a girl come up to me and go, I'm an engineer because of you, and I went to college because of you, all these things, and having the opportunity to play Jen was such a gift, and it was totally just a lucky gift, but I think it's because we were always meant to be family, so, you know, thank you. It was brilliant.
You guys are awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. You're awesome.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
By the way, I saw you like outside like before the panel. Yeah, you didn't notice me.
Which one?
You know Ransik.
Oh.
Yeah, I saw you like in the lobby. Okay, anyways.
He saw you in the bathroom.
What was the question?
Okay. What was the most funniest thing that ever happened during like the takes of the show?
What was fun
for
that ever happened?
For everyone, like you know.
Oh, funny things that happened.
I think the funniest thing that I remember is like me and Jason would, and a lot of the guys, we'd always like try to mess each other up while we were acting, like gently rubbing each other's backs in the middle of the scene, and you're trying to do a serious moment, and then the other person's trying not to laugh because you're in the middle of the scene like, Jen, you're trying not to laugh. So like that happened almost every day.
The whoopee cushion was one of my favorites.
Yes.
There was a whoopee cushion in rotation for, remember that, like 6 months, and it just wouldn't die. And
Yes, the cushion of whoopee. I remember that.
yes.
I think the fact that they allowed me to take the dialogue I was given and take it as close to being sexual as I could get it and never stop me. I mean, I just had so much fun. It was just ridiculous at times, but that was
Jason
the
has
series we had.
Jason has a cucumber story.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Not for this panel, I don't.
Well, that didn't take long.
Yeah.
To go south.
Vernon, I remember hearing a story about going to the restroom with your outfit was a little challenging. Was that?
Yes.
That was pretty funny, actually. Didn't I have to like, detach everything like with your outfit? It was a little challenging to get in and out, right?
No, I had the bat wings on, you know. And the toilet in our trailers was very small. And I went in and managed to wedge myself into the toilet and couldn't get out. And they actually had to dismantle the toilet to bring me out so I could shoot.
Funny.
And I was forbidden to go to the toilet after that. It was kind of like...
Try to eat potato chips out of the bag with fingernails that are this long. Or try picking your nose. It's impossible.
Thank you.
Oh, boy.
Hey, how's it going? I was just wondering if you had any like favorite moment in a stunt scene or like training for the stunt by any chance?
I don't know. The scene Dan and I did with the bell tower was pretty cool. That one reminds me that bell tower came down and it lifted us up. Yes. And they had us wired, and that was.
Fun. We went on a little wire ride.
Yeah. That thing came down. We swung through. That was where we broke through the glass of the clock tower.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, maybe that was towards the end. Maybe that's to remember that. But that whole scene was pretty involved. There was, 20, 30 cyclobots in that. And I remember it was us fighting them in the clock tower. And so that one sticks out in my mind a bit.
Yeah, I think any wire work was pretty memorable. Even in Bodyguard and Blue when I was being, thrown around by the big monster. Like, it's just, I don't know if you guys ever done it, but it's very uncomfortable because they put this harness under your jeans, so it just your guy like pulls on everything and just swings you everywhere. But it's definitely a memorable experience. It's really cool. You should try it.
I was always getting hurt. Remember when they took me to the hospital because I hurt my finger? Do you remember that?
Yeah, the splinter.
Oh, that's right.
You got that splinter?
Don't tell them that.
No,
they
our
think you're a
props guy. I'm
badass.
sorry, I know. The props guy dropped a box on my finger, and I was like, ah! And then I limped away. I don't know why would I limp when it was my finger. And I remember Erin was like, she limped away. And I was like, oh yeah. But they took me to the hospital for that. But it was numb for like a month. So.
You know what? I just remembered a funny story, but speaking of injury, it's fun. I was thinking about the wire stuff too, you guys, like Jason when you mentioned it, and then now you mentioned injury. In one scene, I don't remember which episode it was, I was supposed to be running away from a monster, and the camera was behind me, so I was running, and I was supposed to look back at the camera and then look back forward. I hit gravel. Do you guys, none of you were there for this night, but do you remember the story? I hit gravel, and I hit it so hard, I bit it, you guys, bad. And it was in my leather coat. I still, for those of you who are up close, I don't know if you can see, I still have, oh, that's actually the elbow. You can see I still have gravel in it. So I hit it so bad, I gashed my elbow, but then the leather coat came back down, and I stood up, everybody was like, and I stood up and I was like, I think I'm okay. And they were like, I think you're bleeding. And it was like dripping, and I pulled it down, it just went poof. And I looked at it and fainted.
I do remember that.
Out cold. And they called an ambulance, and they tried to get me to go to the hospital, and I refused.
Oh.
That made me remember the dash. You guys remember that? Oh my.
Oh, Lord.
That Dash episode where, I'm standing in the middle of the street and Dash comes driving towards my car. Oh my God. That was me.
I remember
that. was me. Like, they were like literally, Mike, stand in the middle of the street and the car's gonna come from 300 miles away and stop right by your knees. So in that close-up where it literally was an inch away from my knee, that was me.
Gosh, I remember that.
Yes, that was me. And I'm literally like, Koichi, are you serious?
Yeah.
And the car's just like, and the guy literally stopped and was like, and I was just like, if you watch the episode again, I go like this. I go with my shoulders. I try to be tough, but I literally was like, they threw us in all these stunts. Like, it was crazy.
The horses, that was similar. They had to charge me for the one that Legend of the Clock Tower. The horses were the same thing. They're like, stay there, and I'm like, nah. And then I'm like, you guys. Yeah, it was really us. Wow.
That's cool. Thank you guys.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Good question.
Hi, my name is Russell. I think it's astounding that you're one of the only OG Rangers that can come together and complete a full team. I think that's amazing.
Yeah.
And
I remember that.
it's a miracle. And my question is, do you guys have any plans together or with family for when the new Power Rangers movie comes out in March? And like, what does the legacy of Power Rangers mean to you?
Oh, well, now we do. Guys, we're going to
that's
see
a
it
good
together.
idea.
March.
Yeah.
We should
I'll
make
fly
plans.
back
We should all
out
have a
here
slumber
and-
party.
We should do it like our
Premiere at my house.
We used to have,
Yeah, we
to say
had
that,
slumber parties
We used
back
to have
then.
slumber
slumber
parties when the
party.
show came on, and sometimes some of the cast, couldn't make it. I think one time, was it Jason that couldn't come?
It was Jason.
Yeah, so I
was
had
it
like a
you?
little basketball in my apartment. So me and Debbie used to live together, and we had like a little basketball. We put like Wilson on Castaway.
Yeah.
We put a little smiley face and was like,
It's like a family.
"Here's Jason."
I know. We were tight.
He's a lot more quiet.
We weren't invited that, Daddy.
I know.
No,
I know. That's
never.
I think we did it in the beginning, but it was before I think we actually really met.
Yeah.
You guys.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
Let me
Yeah.
let me just clarify: the Quantum Ranger does not go to slumber parties. Never has.
I'd like a copy of this if someone's
You're
filming.
really
it.
killing my street cred
But
over
no,
here.
we didn't
dude.
answer his question. I think we'll do something together, but I think the Power Ranger legacy does live really strong for all of us. We're all excited that it's coming out, and there's a big awareness being brought to all the original seasons. Being a fan first, I know when we met Austin and JDF when we were like both 18, 19 years old in 2000. And it was like, me and Kevin were like little kids. We were like, oh my God, they're here. And then we took photos with them. We were so excited. So yeah, this is really cool that it's circled around and we're a part of such a great legacy. And thank you. It's because of you fans that are keeping this legacy alive. So give yourself a round of applause.
Thank you.
This is my favorite cast of Power Rangers. So,
Thank you.
I had a question. But I forget. Now, this season made me growing up. I always felt different about myself. So I always been teased a lot. This season made me feel good about myself. Especially Trip. He always looked different. Oh man.
Okay, no.
He was my favorite character. He always looked different to people. He made me feel good about myself. So, thank you. I love
Thank
y'all.
you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Jason.
It's
Hi.
Wes.
What?
Hi.
I mean, Wes.
Right, sure. It's Luke, but whatever.
Holy. What? What the? What? That's amazing.
The hair was the hardest.
Starting with the man in
the mirror.
He looks so much more gorgeous than Jason.
He's more muscular than I am, so it's fine. So my question's for Kevin, Deborah, and Michael, and maybe Katie. So the thing, as much as I love your guys' characters, they kind of weren't focused on as much in the show, and so I was wondering if there's anything that like you felt you learned about them just by playing them that maybe wasn't displayed as much in the show.
Well, Katie had some unusual power. It was a little, they didn't really focus too much on that, but you know, I was
And
very
she was a
happy.
man.
Well, Time Ranger made an appearance a few times on.
She was a man.
But, and I have a deep voice, so it might have been confusing with some footage. But anyways.
She didn't have a skirt.
Oh, well, thanks to Megaforce's, yeah. Anyways, but I would say that honestly, I knew going into it that I was actually really relieved to not have that leadership role. I love, like when Erin and Jason, they are just such amazing leaders, just in general. Like they just are. And I was,
Thank
you
you.
know, coming
Thank you
into
very
this,
much.
and I personally was like, you know, I know that, you know, Katie has this strength and she has this. And sure, they didn't really get into that. We had a few moments where they focused in on it. But I was totally fine with that. You know, I didn't want to take on that whole like pressure of trying to carry this whole thing. So I feel like everything was the way it needed to be for me personally, and I just loved it. I mean, we're family. You know, you got the brains and the bronze, and you got this love story. You got this daughter-father thing going with it's just wild. We had such an amazing time. It had a little bit of everything. Well, not like that. Not like that.
Hold on a second.
No.
Well, whoa.
Oh, Lord. Okay, let's move on.
Sounds like my last night's Google search from my...
Oh, boy. But, yeah. So, I don't know. What about you, Kev?
I think Lucas was secretly trying to take out the pink and red to take over.
I think so.
I'm just kidding. No, I think you know what I learned is funny. If you know me, I smile and laugh and talk a lot. But Lucas was obviously the opposite. Like I wasn't allowed to smile until like the 20th episode. They're like, you can't smile. I'm like,
with the little girl, that sweet little girl, that scene.
So, he was just quiet. I mean, you know, I think what it taught me at a young age was the power in silence. You know, there's strength in silence, and to say little, you know, because it means more in the long run. So I guess that's what I learned with my character.
So, I mean, everyone in a team has a contribution to the team, so everyone has a role, and I think that's probably what I learned through, you know, my character is more the comedic relief, and, you know, we all loved each other, we all had our place in the team, and we all had our roles to fulfill, and
If
the
you've
team is, what's that?
Nothing. If
Wait,
you've
what?
never been mushed
Wait,
to
what?
death, this is the panel.
What?
Nope, just say it.
All right, Dan, you just...
That was a good question, though. Thank you for asking.
Thank you for your
Oh,
answer.
yeah, so I mean, that's, yeah, thanks for the question. I mean, that's,
Thank
you know,
you.
that's what I learned, and I think we're all family, and that's how it is. So.
Okay, thank you for your answer. You guys are great.
Cool. Thanks,
Thank
buddy.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hey guys, last year I told you that I'm pursuing acting and it's because of all of you guys, and I told you inspired me to do that, and because of that I've worked on 3 short films and a major motion picture that I wrapped this summer, so thank you for that.
Good job.
Congratulations, honey.
Thank you.
Hey, could you put in a
Lucas,
good
yeah.
word for me with the
Of course I
production?
did. I actually did shout all you guys out when I did
Help
the
a
film.
brother
I
out,
said-
would you?
I did shout all you guys out when I did the films. I said they're inspiring me. And also, just my question is, what's your favorite convention memory? Because mine's obviously meeting all of you multiple times now, so just curious.
Wow.
By the
I'm
way,
about
guys,
to
do you
get
notice his
mushy.
outfit? He's dressed like you.
I know.
Yeah, I know he's dressed like me. He's dressed as Lucas. I see.
Yeah.
It's totally
He's
Lucas.
dressed as Lucas.
Ooh.
Is that Armani?
You know what? My favorite con memory is the very first con I ever went to was Morphicon, and it's still Morphicon's my favorite. All the memories here are my favorite.
Yeah, I hate to piggyback on it, but I will. I think when I first came, we had been, I think this might have been 2011. I came to that second Morphicon. Was it 10? Okay. And they asked me to come, and I thought, wow, these guys, there's new Rangers. They're not going to want to meet me. I would feel like the guy that's in college coming back to the high school prom. And I thought, but I came back and the reception was amazing. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is incredible. And I personally didn't realize the impact that we had, because when we were on the show, you know, we were filming because there was a pending writer's strike. So we were in the studio 6 days a week, all day. We were in, we were out, and then we were just back out in the streets, in a sense. And we didn't realize, or I didn't realize the impact that we had on that show till that event. And then we went to this thing, and it was just such a warm, you know, reception that we had, and we realized how cool it was. And that's when I always remember, because it was my awakening to, wow, we really did something special. And that's why I think a lot of us embrace this so much, because we just are so happy to have been a part of such a great season.
I would say Power Morphicon as well, because there's a sentimental thing going on here. I didn't really know about this whole amazing convention world, the fandom. I couldn't believe when I learned about it. But the very, very first Morphicon, for some of you might know, we kind of crashed it. We weren't invited, but it was actually TJ. Yeah, it was the two of us. TJ, our stunt guy, he called me up and was like, "You got to come down here. There's a girl dressed like you." And I'm like, "What?" I didn't know what cosplaying was. I'm like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "Who's this girl?"
This was 2008, right? 2008.
Yeah, that was the very, very first one.
2007.
And so okay. So I show up, and they're doing a panel with like the stunt team and directors, and they see me. They're like, "And there's Deborah, Estelle Phillips," and I'm like, "Hi." Everyone turns around, and they're like, "Ah," and I'm like, "Oh." So it was like a major, right? And so the next day, Kevin, it was your birthday, right? And so I'm like, "Kevin, you got to check this out." And so I brought Kevin along, and we just showed up, so we didn't know what all of this was about, and it was just so much fun. It was so warm and welcoming, and years later, I'm thinking, this has grown, and so this is very sentimental for me to actually come back as a guest and really just meet all of you. Oh, it's just, I'm just taking it all in. Thank you guys so much for making this happen. You guys are amazing. Oh, stop it.
Hey, real quick, everybody, for all you circuit fans out there, we have joining the cast Brianne. And she is our, hey, go ahead.
What is going on? Are you serious? Circuit.
Let's take this thing off.
Circuit.
Rangers, there's a mutant down by the power plant. Go!
We are all
Awesome.
here.
That was awesome.
So good.
That's Tripp's buddy. I love it.
Oh my gosh. We need to have
Glad
a
you can join
circuit.
us. Right? That was his right-hand man.
I'm starstruck. So what was yours, Kev?
Hi guys, my name is Richard. Just want to take a moment to thank you guys for being part of my childhood. Around that time, Time Force came out. I was going through a lot as a kid, believe it or not, with my parents separating around that time. So watching the show usually kept me motivated and upbeat. I met about three of you guys yesterday, and that was the first time I met anyone from the cast yesterday. So I just wanted to ask you guys, what was your first moment meeting a fan 15 years ago?
I remember that actually. I'll go.
Yeah, please go.
I was on the 3rd Street Promenade in Santa Monica at a Kenneth Cole store trying on shoes. And I remember it was the first time we had been filming, and I was there trying shoes on, and a fan came up and said, "Oh my God, are you Jason Faunt?" And I went, "Yes, I am." But I remember I was on the 3rd Street Promenade in Santa Monica, California during filming. That was the first time that I had a fan interaction, and I thought it was really, really cool, and I still do to this day.
Oh, yes.
So I also worked locations on the show in addition to doing the voice and voices for many years on it. So it was kind of interesting. I could actually interact with a lot of the fans incognito. So I would meet them and kind of sit them by the side and get them to meet you guys and stuff like that. So it was pretty special, kind of being on both sides of the fence. Oh, sorry. That's okay. So anyway, I just thought it was always fascinating, and you guys were always wonderful, and without you guys, there wouldn't be this. So thank you.
I have a story too. I thought it was really cool because this kid named Jake, he came to set. He was actually from the Make-A-Wish program, and when he came to the set, his last wish, he had 3 weeks left to live, and it was to meet the Blue Ranger, and it literally took my heart away, and that was the first thing. I was like, wow, this is an incredible thing to be a part of. That I know we all joke, we have a good time, but we are. changing lives, and that's the biggest thing that we all take back at the end of the day is that, we're changing lives, and to see that kid, he was in a wheelchair as well. He didn't have the strength to walk. That was his last wish. I mean, think about that, your last wish, and I was like, wow. And so that was probably the most memorable fan experience of all time, actually. But because it's not only one of the first, but such a powerful moment as well.
Yeah, the Make-A-Wish and the City of Hope and just having that I would have to agree, like those are the moments, like when you are a Power Ranger and you're doing this, it really hits you because we didn't have the whole social media thing, we had VHS tapes, we had the black and white pictures, we didn't know we had fans all over the world, at least I didn't know. And then you have these set visits and people would just come and oh, wow. It reminded me of what we were doing. And so in order to answer the question, that was my first experience with any fandom at all. And it was very overwhelming to see that the impact that we had, so wow, amazing stuff. So, yeah.
Do you guys remember when Robert De Niro brought his twin boys
yeah,
to
yeah.
meet us?
Hello.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Good one.
There was a knock
yeah.
in the trailer. Excuse me, Miss Sheldon, Robert De Niro's here with his 3-year-old twins who wanted to kill me and Ransik. They did, but they were really excited to see the Rangers.
Yeah.
Except for his kids who went into an epileptic fit when I walked out in my costume. Wasn't so funny then, was it? No. I think my first experience with fans was on the 3rd Street Promenade in Santa Monica when 2 homeless guys were walking down the street on the other side of the promenade, turned, looked at me and went, "Vernon, you the man!" That night I quit acting.
Again, I would do the voice and go record, and then there's one time we were down at the beach, Leo Carrillo, and they were doing the stunt scenes. Well, the stunt scenes, a lot of times insurance won't let actors do that. So there were some fans watching, and the next thing I see this, they're running. I'm like, what? And I turn around, and it's the Power Rangers with their, the guys that played the pink and the yellow Rangers. So they're like, it just freaked them out to see, like, with their heads off but in the bodies. It was just, so it was like them in costume, but not the girls. And it was hilarious. I just thought that was funny because the fans were like,
yeah, that was an eye-awakening moment for me.
Yeah.
Because who watched Amy Jo Johnson growing up? Like,
Yeah.
I was always a dude, man.
Yeah. I had 2, Kazu and Tomo.
I know.
Yeah. And Kazu was
No
like,
skirt?
remember Kazu and Tomo were mine, and Tomo kind of had my build, but Kazu was, an entire head shorter than me. So every time I would morph, you could always tell whether it was Kazu or Tomo. Yeah. I would just go.
No, yeah, my favorite part was the kids would come to the set to visit. They'd run right past the actors because the stuntmen were in the costumes with the helmets, and they'd be sitting like this, having a cigarette. And they'd be in the girl costumes, right? So it's really hot, so they'd peel the top down, and they had fake bras on.
Oh, yeah?
And the kids would come running up, and they go, oh my God, that would crack me up.
They had the walk down, though.
Go ahead, sir.
I was kind of wondering, I heard originally the Quantum Ranger was supposed to die in the series. Did you film any of that? Or if not, how would it have gone
Not
down?
necessary. Not necessary to film a death scene. Just not necessary.
Yeah. Like, I'm just wondering, like, do you know how it would have gone down? Was it decided early or later? Or?
Like a T-Rex came back in time and
Yeah.
just, you know what I mean? Like,
this whole cast, you've seen how emotional they get. They would have been bawling.
Yeah.
It's a good thing we didn't kill me off.
Yeah.
It's true.
Hey guys.
So my question is, we all know that the main love interest was between Jen and Wes, but what I'm wondering is, do you think there could have been anything between Katie and Trip, or even between... Yeah, that's the main thing everyone is wondering, especially me. And maybe even, like, of course it was, they had an episode on it, but maybe even between Nadira and Lucas.
Oh, yeah. That was true.
Yeah, that was true.
They could have kept that going.
I don't know. I didn't really see that. Is that what you guys really...
That's where Trip came
what
from.
would you
Yellow and blue
guys
make
think?
green.
I mean, it was a total big sister thing, right? I mean, I
Can't you
thought
tell?
that's
It's our
what-
child.
I mean, did you guys think it was a romantic interest? I don't... Is that what you guys would have wanted?
Yes.
No way!
Turns to a Power Rangers soap opera.
See, Circuit
He's like
would
my
not.
little brother.
Circuit
literally.
would never have let that happen.
I know.
Exactly.
You know? Yeah, come on, do the voice now. Like, what would Circuit say about this?
Get out of here! She's mine!
Oh, excuse me.
I love it.
I love it.
Okay, thank you. It was good to see you guys again.
You
Oh, good to see you, honey.
Hi, guys. So my question is, if Jen could send Wes a message from the future, what would she say?
Get over here.
Wait, I missed that. I missed that. What?
If Jen could send a message to Wes from the future, what would she say? And I said, get over here. I never should have left, probably.
Oh, get over it.
Actions speak louder than words, Jen. You should have came back. Did you see how much money I had? And I was running that town.
Jason, if you had have come back, I would have whooped your ass the second time, so it wouldn't have mattered.
I don't think those two ever had a kiss, did they? I'm just saying.
I mean, it's
Deborah
before she
and
gets
Estelle.
married.
She gets married.
Before she's married, Jason.
Oh, I'll do it.
Not yet. Oh, no. Can of worms, can of worms, can of worms.
Yeah.
I tried.
This is what it was like 6 days a week, 20 hours a day.
That was like too much for me, man. Like I was, hear that? Wow.
Hi. So, I know you guys hear all the time, people always saying Time Force is their favorite season, and honestly, it's one of my favorite seasons
It's the
too.
best, yeah.
Thank you.
But this question's for everyone, and it has to do with a two-part episode called Movie Madness,
Yeah.
which is one of my all-time favorite two parts of Power Rangers. You guys were doing a lot of ridiculous stuff. You guys were in drag, you were in a cowgirl outfit, you face high-fived the wall. So
Yeah,
I was
there was some monkey business in there too somewhere. I don't know.
So I was wondering, when you guys got the script for those episodes and when you were filming it, what was your reactions to doing just all this ridiculous stuff?
We were all ecstatic. Like, I mean, it was, I think, probably one of the best episodes of all time out of any Power Ranger, series. I mean, to be in the backlot of Universal and utilize their sets and have these awesome costumes. It was a dream come true for us. I mean,
Yeah,
I could say
totally.
that.
I actually went to the writer and said, please don't have me sing and dance. I begged them, but I lost.
She was like,
Yeah, I
Beyonce, no.
loved
Yeah, I think when they showed us those scripts, they were, if I remember correctly, is they really said we're going to gear up and really put something special into this because they hiked up the production value. We took our time with that. The sets were elaborate. All of us had our own moments where Deb was singing. Erin was at the
Shrine, temple.
the temple.
The Buddhist temple.
Kevin and I were at a I mean, we were all over, and usually we're all together filming. But like Dan was in one location, Erin was in one, and they really took their time with that and did it right. And that definitely is one of the more popular episodes of all of them. But they told us we're going to really, we're going to gear up for this one. We're going to be on the lot. So I'm not sure why they decided to do that mid-season, but it was great. They just suddenly they're like, this is a new. It's kind of out of context, out of the story, and it could have been a movie. Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. I got to get out of my costume for a week, which was really cool. I could go to the toilet. But actually, before they shot that, they came and saw me, the writers and the producer, and said, we have this idea, but we need to tell you what it is because you need to say yes. And I thought, that was really hysterical. I need to say yes about something for the Time Force. And what it was they wanted to send up the character I played in a popular movie called Road Warrior. And I thought it was just the greatest thing in history. I loved it. I thought it was so much fun that I got to romp around like a demented ass chasing these guys all over the backlot doing their thing. And seriously, it was one of the best double episodes that's ever been made of that series. It was just so cool.
And that shows you guys what they were doing, because obviously Road Warrior was in a very, I mean, it's much older than Power Rangers, so the fact that they were bringing that epic character that he played onto the show was huge. I mean, it's designed for kids, and they took a huge step up. Here they bringing, so that was really cool that they did that, and just kind of shows you how they're putting some focus to age it a bit and take some special steps to make it a great show.
Can we keep the age out of this ass?
Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you, honey.
Thank you.
I never understand. Oh, keep the age out.
Hey guys, it's Matt. I've met most of you today and yesterday. Hey, first time I've ever met any Rangers. Love all you guys. Anyway, Erin and Jason.
Well,
y'all
thank you
know
very
that y'all know that Jen goes back to the future at the end of the Wild Force crossover, but how do you think you two might have gotten back together after that, if at all?
Jason.
So you're saying after the Wild Force reunion?
Yeah.
You know what? I think what was cool about it, they subtly answered it. They had Lucas and Kate that kind of seemingly had a little bit of a courting of sorts, and Ransik was now good and kind of an approving father, and I think Erin and I were by the campfire. So I think they kind of answered, and Dan and Allison, right? You guys created a, right? Wasn't there a thing there? That's right. You were flirting with her, and, oh, yeah. But I think, I think they established the fact that those characters all had a little thing going and that they were continued on. I don't think, Erin, at the end you left, did you? You didn't leave at the end, did you? Right?
I'm sorry, what?
Lucas and Kate walked off into the forest, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What'd you guys
oh.
do in the Lucas and
forest?
Nadira. Lucas
Oh,
and
yeah,
Nadira.
we did. Where did we go?
I'm not sure. Where did we go?
Ooh. Vegas?
Vegas, baby.
Yeah. Double down.
So to answer your question, I'm sure she stayed there, and they hopefully, maybe someday they'll really put closure on that topic, but it seems like they kind of paired everybody up. It was kind of fun.
Yeah. All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks, Jay.
Okay, we've got about oh yeah, that was great. No, that was a good question. Sorry, didn't mean to trample that. We got about 5 minutes left, so we'll take a few more questions. Make sure they count. These are the ones everyone's gonna remember.
Hi, Kevin. Okay, anyway, what was the most bizarre monster you guys faced on the set?
Vernon Wells.
Eric
Other than
Myers.
that.
The work schedule.
What?
God, which one wasn't bizarre?
I still stick by my answer, Vernon Wells.
Thank you.
Hi guys, Anthony here. I met some of you yesterday. You guys are awesome. Best team in terms of acting ever. You guys had two of the best team-ups ever, Time for Lightspeed and Reinforcements of the Future. But my question is, if you could team up with any other Ranger team, who would you guys want to team up with?
Ooh.
Mighty Morphin.
Mighty Morphin.
Yeah, the originals. The originals.
I work alone.
Or the new cast they just announced today.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. They're so sweet.
I work alone.
Hi, guys. My question is for Kevin. What was your reaction when you found out that your character Trip was going to have green hair?
I don't know, man, it was like 15 years ago. I mean, I was okay with it. I was like, I mean, it's going to be a unique character, and I knew it was going to be a memorable character, and I was looking forward to just being on the show. It was just,
Kevin's the coolest, go with the flow guy you'll ever meet. You could throw anything at him, he'd be like, yeah,
that's cool, man.
It's cool, man.
That is true. That is
Let's
very,
do it.
very
Let's do
true.
it. What do you want to do? Let's do it.
Very true.
All right, thanks, guys.
Yeah, no, of
Thank
course,
you.
man.
And our last question.
Hi, how's it going? I'm Bill. This question is for Kate, who plays Nadira. I've asked this question to the other cast members. Did you have any favorite episodes that you've worked on in Time Force?
Well, gee, all of them are great. I think the last two.
Nadira's dream date.
Oh, yeah, right. That's right. Well, okay, two favorites. Well, the end where I became good was really interesting. I don't think another bad guy's villainess has become good. So it was interesting from the humanity point of view to, I think it made our series just very real to people and not just fantastical.
And I had a little bit to do with that, actually. Right?
Yes.
I had something to do with
That's
that.
right, you sure did.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody realizes it or does. Ransik and Nadira were the only two villains in the history of Power Rangers that weren't defeated, they surrendered.
Thank you. Thank you.
I like to think that that's because Time Force was the only season of Rangers in the history of Rangers that succeeded in their mission.
Well, technically, it hasn't happened yet. we're the last season, literally.
Yeah.
Wow, we did it.
We did it.
Yeah.
They did it. I didn't.
Oh, I want to ask.
Guys,
I want
thank
to do
you.
more.
What? Do we have,
Who? What?
thank you.
Well,
Are we
What do we do? What do we do? We don't have time? We don't
I
have time
think.
for that? We don't have time for more?
Time for more?
Is that? Well, I think I speak on behalf of everybody here when I say thank you guys for
more
all
minutes?
coming out here. The full team, come on.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Hey, you guys are awesome.
you,
Thank you very
everyone.
much.
Yeah.
Thank you
Thank
very
you,
much.
guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, we love you.
Thank you, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for the crowd.